Yo, 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 what's going on? This is the NRW, or Nerds Rule the World. It's your boy, Kuya P, and I'm here with an amazing batch of guests. Unfortunately, you can't see one because she's a little bit under the weather. Maybe it's a scam. It's Scamfluencers who I'm talking to today. It's the host of Scamfluencers. It's a brand new weekly series on Wondery. Thank you both, Sarah and Scaachi, for your time today.
Oh, thank you for having us.
I'm sorry you don't get to see how good I look as a sick person, but I suppose I can send you a photo later.
No worries. I'll throw like a picture and like right now in the edit, like boom, there's my girl right there. There you go.
You don't like this photo of me as a baby? I thought that was pretty good.
Hey. Well, yo, really, again, thank you both for your time today. I can't thank you enough. I want to know the tea, because that's what essentially I think this is. This is a show that gives us the tea about what's going on in the world. I see from your background, you're both amazing writers. Y'all been doing your thing. I hope to be like y'all one day. And now you get to reveal even more tea to the world. So tell me how this started, like who got the vibe, what, and then how y'all partnered up to get down with this.
I'll let Scaachi answer because she was attached to it before I was.
Yeah, so I got pulled in. I did another Wondery show. I was interviewed, and then they came to me and they're like, "We want to do this show about scam artists." And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's like very up my alley." And they wanted a second host, and I told them to talk to Sarah, who I've known for a very long time, and who I know is really hurting for employment and cash. And I was like, oh, she's destitute. True. She's like having a tough time out there. And I just felt like as a charitable donation to society that we should allow her to work for a little while. We'll see. It's going okay.
Yeah, she kind of begged me. That's not the real story. But
really
it was,
I remember it.
It was very exciting because like I've been on a bunch of podcasts, like Scaachi has as well, and has had her own, and we've never really gotten a chance to work together despite like being peers. And, both, like she was based in Toronto before, and that's how we knew each other. And I'm in Toronto. Okay. So it was really exciting to just kind of be like, we can just get paid to tell these really amazing stories and talk to each other.
Yeah. Oh, this podcast is straight up a scam where we just get paid to like tell jokes and then
it's so fun. It's like the most fun work I've ever done. It's an amazing team of people as well.
Yeah,
like, the Wondery team
really
is so
good.
Great. And it's been like this very cool experience of these stories that we're already so interested in, but having, a team kind of pull back these layers and kind of being able to discuss why people are such scammers has been such a delight.
Oh man, I love that. First off, before I ask my next question, shout out to Toronto. I've been talking to so many Toronto people lately that I'm already planning a trip up there in like the next couple of months. So I'll see y'all very soon. So all my love to Toronto right now.
That's good.
But yeah, man, y'all are killing it. So so you guys are writers, and then you have this team behind you. So how you both got on board? What was the prep like? So do you get to work? Because I know you're both individual writers on your own and amazing writers, but like working with this team, these producers and then I guess coming up with each episode and like what, scam we're going to cover episode 1. I know, and I see you have a couple of episodes already in the can, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a process of like, there's like writers and researchers and producers involved, and it's funny because there's like no end to the amount of scams we can talk about. Like, it's like, there's just such a long list of like, there's a bounty of scams that fall into the category of like influencer scams. So it's really just about kind of, helping pick these stories of what is like the most exciting at the moment, or like, like some of them are very contemporary and they really deal with social media. And then others are kind of like scams that have gone on for decades where the person wasn't using social media and was still able to influence, which has been really exciting to explore as well.
Awesome. What is the juiciest story maybe that you've come across without spoiling anything? I don't want to spoil any future episodes, but like one that maybe you've had the most fun with.
I think Brazilian Supermom is my favorite one so far, Sarah. I don't know how you feel about that.
It's the craziest story.
It's
so
there's literally
oh my
nothing
God.
you can say without ruining it. It's so good. It's true. I'm still having a hard time wrapping my head around the details of that story.
Yeah, it's one of the stories where Scaachi was the alpha host, so she's telling me the story, and I was completely in the dark hearing it. So like my reactions are that's like my true reaction. It's not like, like kind of scripted in that sense.
Oh yeah, they're always our real reactions because we're always amazed at the incredible, like simultaneously people's ineptitude and then also their unbelievable ability to just rip other people off. Like, I don't have that much patience. I'm really lazy. This is the thing that I can't get over with these scams is like, if you put that amount of work into something legitimate, you would have so much more success. But these people work so hard to be frauds. Like, who has the time?
It was just like, especially with that one, it was a story I knew like absolutely nothing about completely. Like I was just like, all right, I guess we're recording something about some super mom. And I was expecting one thing and it just kept getting it just wilder and wilder. And it was unbelievable at the end. I was like, this can't keep going on.
Yeah. And like the fun thing about, I think this show in particular is because we're not just looking at scams, we're also looking at how these people try to proliferate their own influence in the world. So it's not just that they're trying to get, they're trying to get their own wallet to be fat and they're trying to get whatever they want for themselves, but they also want to, in a lot of ways, manipulate other people, take advantage of other people. There's a huge element of like, it's not enough for that person to have it all. They need to take it from someone.
Yes, that's exactly it. It is the idea of like, there have been so many times we're going through these stories and it's kind of like, they could have just stopped here, never been caught, gotten
you could have
a decent amount of money, gotten away with it, but they just keep going. And that's the craziest part.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Have y'all lost complete faith in humanity now? Like,
I never had any.
Especially now, especially after this week, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, why would I start now? Like, being alive is a scam. So I've never really had faith to begin with. I mean, now straight up, if somebody like comes up to me and they're like, hey, oh, do you have like $5? Like I will straight up be like, are you going to try to tell me that you're like a prince? I'm not listening to this. Like I'm extremely suspicious, but I never really had a lot of faith to begin with.
So what's the plan for Wondery? So what is it? Are you guys like, is this like an ongoing series that we're going to just run forever as long as you guys want? And as you see, there's an endless amount of scams that you guys can do, or is there like a set plan with how this is going to run out and the rollout?
I don't think we have a set plan really. I think so long as people are lying and trying to pull one on each other, Sarah and I will be gainfully employed. So
yeah,
awesome.
It's definitely one of those things where it's like, I've never hosted a podcast before. I was like, I wonder what's going to happen here. And I'm like, oh yeah, this could go on for a very long time.
Oh, well, hey, that's dope for you. Keep getting those checks, that ongoing employment. That's beautiful. I love it. It just sounds like a wild ride. And I can't wait to check out further as it drops. And we're going to get it weekly, right? Weekly series on Wondery. I'm not too familiar with Wondery. So is Wondery like an overall like home for these upcoming podcasts such as yourselves?
Yeah, Wondery is a pretty sizable production company for podcasts. So they've done a lot of shows that I think people would be familiar with. They did Dr. Death. They did Dirty John. They did the WeWork podcast. The name is escaping me right now. So
We Crashed.
We Crashed. Thank you. So they do a lot of them. Yeah. Awesome. And then also so every episode is live on Monday, but if you join Wondery Plus, which is a subscription service that you pay for, you can get the episodes a week early. So there's lots of exclusives that come with that as well.
Awesome. And it's an audio podcast?
It is an audio podcast.
Thankfully, there's no visual component. Thank
so
God.
if you're sick, like...
Yeah,
exactly. It's like very often, it's so great because like they've made it very easy to record from home as well. So it's like really just me in my pajamas half the time.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, this sounds super dope. I can't wait to check it out. Sarah, Scaachi, it's a pleasure to meet you both. Even though I can't see you, Scaachi, but I'm gonna throw up in the edit so
just
everybody
listen. Just pretend I'm so hot. Just tell everybody. Tell everybody I'm so hot, and I definitely don't currently have like a booger hanging out of my face. Just lie. It's not hard.
It's not hard. You can lie.
Everybody lies. That's what I'm learning. You can lie too.
Yo, I love it. Yo, any pro tips? So like you've done this already before we leave up out of here. Like what would you, are you guys leaving the audience with anything like obviously beware, don't do this that we just talked about, right?
It's very much don't do it. It's kind of like if someone comes to you with an unbelievable offer, it's unbelievable. Like it's if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah. I think we end pretty much every episode with Sarah and I like screaming at each other, like, don't do this. Please don't do this. Like,
don't do this.
This is not like an educational podcast. This is not a how-to guide. Like these stories end the way that the fact that we're telling them means that they ended poorly for the person doing the scam because it means we know what happened. So these are not success stories. These are cautionary tales about greed and avarice and selfishness and, sometimes racism and homophobia and like lots like it. These are stories about people who thought they could get away with sometimes murder. So.
Yo, and I just realized this, which is crazy because representation is so important to me, but I am loving that it's two amazing women right now and women of color. Can we get some love on that? And like real talk, I'm sure a lot of these stories are about a lot of crazy white people, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, many of them are. And it's also cool to have the opportunity to like be able to host this together and it not be something that's like so identity focused in that sense. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like great because it's like, look, we could just like be a Black and brown woman hosting a scammer podcast and it's not like we're being pigeonholed into this sort of thing. So it is great. Like it makes me so happy that I'm like, this is just something that we're qualified to do and we can do it,
Yeah. But at the same time, we do have episodes where being white is part of the scam. Being a man is part of the scam. Like having that kind of institutional power is part of what allows these people to get away with it. And so we have an ability to sort of talk about that in a way that I think like, I don't know, some guy named Jeff probably couldn't. Poor Jeff. Good for you, Jeff. You've had a good run. Jeff had a really good run. I'm done with Jeff's. But and then also but we also have lots of episodes about people who are not white and like
and you're kind of like
different countries and like
really
backgrounds.
And you're like, and you're kind of like, you know what? Like props. No,
Sarah.
Right.
Straight up, Sarah has done an episode about. I don't want to tell you anything about it, but she's done one, and she straight up has Stockholm syndrome. She is Patty Hearst. She's gonna pick up arms for this man.
It's coming out next week. You know what?
It's coming up on Monday.
It's a familiar story.
She's lost her mind.
It's just like I was like, if he was some white kid, he would have been Elizabeth Holmes.
Ooh.
I mean, but the argument isn't that there should be more Elizabeth Holmes. Like, this is what I've been saying to you for weeks.
I know, it's true. And then I remember Elizabeth Holmes was bad. We shouldn't want our people to scam. That's correct. Yes.
Yo, well, I love both y'all's energy. Y'all vibes are amazing. If this is what I can expect listening to an episode, I'm gonna be all in all the way. It is such a pleasure to meet you both.
Thank you so much for
having us.
Hell yeah, I love it. Yo, Scamfluencers, y'all on Wondery, weekly series. Tune in. Don't get that subscription so you can get it in advance or whatever. Do all of that and show them love. Sarah and Scaachi, such a pleasure to meet you guys.
Thank you so much. Such a pleasure to meet you.
Definitely. Y'all, check them out. Scamfluencers. It's your boy Kuya P. NRW. We're nerds. Rule the world. We're out of here. All right.